At 6 o'clock local time, the captain of the Pacific Fortuna, a 330-meter Very Large Crude Carrier hauling 2 million barrels of crude, orders engines ahead into the most dangerous stretch of water on Earth, 90 nautical miles of Iranian coastline with no weapons aboard, no escort, and 6 hours until open water, because the Strait of Hormuz, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest and squeezed into 2 shipping lanes each only 2 miles across, isn't just guarded by Iran. Iran is the strait, both walls, ceiling, and floor, with Qeshm Island stretching 120 kilometers parallel to the Narrows and IRGC garrisons, radar stations, and coastal missile batteries sitting on every island directly in the shipping lanes, which before the crisis handled 15 million barrels daily, 20% of the world's seaborne oil, and right now handles 0 for anyone flying the wrong flag. And what makes the crew's situation uniquely helpless is that international law requires the ship to broadcast her exact position, speed, heading, and cargo every few seconds via AIS transponder on a frequency any $200 receiver can pick up, meaning the Pacific Fortuna is legally obligated to text her location to every IRGC monitoring station on the coast in real time, which is exactly what happens as the VHF radio crackles with Farsi and Iranian naval identifiers before going silent. And then the lookout spots a dark object riding low in the outbound lane, and the captain reaches for the helm before stopping cold. Because at 15 knots, this ship needs 4 to 8 kilometers to stop and 4 kilometers to turn, and the lane is only 2 miles wide, meaning she cannot swerve, cannot brake, can only hold course and accept whatever is ahead. And what slides past 200 meters to starboard is almost certainly a JASC 3-tethered influence mine, anchored to the seabed, floating just below the surface with magnetic and acoustic sensors tuned to the steel signature of a ship exactly this size. One of somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 mines Iran holds, each costing $10,000 to $25,000 against a $180 million cargo. A return on investment that doesn't require detonation because the real weapon is the premium. Lloyd's of London tripled war risk insurance overnight after the first mine was laid, and the cost of the possibility of an explosion is doing more damage than any explosion could. And before the insurance meter finishes climbing, radar paints 12 fast-moving contacts converging from the Iranian coast at 40 to 50 knots, arriving in minutes as low-hulled IRGC fast attack craft with weapons mounts and Iranian naval insignia fan out around the ship, one crossing the bow at 200 meters. One running parallel at 30, one throwing a hull-slapping wake down the port side, and the radio crackles, Marshall Islands vessel, alter course for Bandar Abbas immediately, and the captain cites international maritime law into the mic with an unsteady hand, which sounds authoritative on paper and very small when 8 missile boats are circling your ship, and 6 minutes later they peel off, not because they were stopped, but because their job was never to fire. Because the real threat is carved into the cliffs, to starboard where the Nor anti-ship missile hugs the wave tops at 5 meters altitude, traveling at Mach 0.9 on inertial guidance that emits nothing until the final seconds when it lights its own radar seeker and arrives before any defense can respond. With launchers hidden in hardened caves the crew will never see. And above that sits the Khalij Fars ballistic anti-ship missile that does the opposite, climbing on a solid rocket motor, arcing to altitude, and diving nearly vertically at Mach 3 to 5 with a 650-kilogram warhead and an electro-optical seeker, giving the bridge crew approximately 2 seconds of warning. And then an Iranian Mohajer reconnaissance drone appears overhead at 5,000 feet, circling twice and banking north without attacking, just cataloging, feeding updated position data to every battery in range. Before Abu Musa, the last IRGC garrison, slides past to the north and the strait finally opens into the Gulf of Oman. 2 million barrels intact, 25 crew intact. Iran's total operational cost for the entire gauntlet: 1 drone, 8 boats, and a VHF radio call, while the Pacific Fortuna's war risk premium for that single transit runs to several $millions against Iran's rumored $2 million toll to skip it entirely, which means the weapon was never the warhead, it was the arithmetic. And even though a U.S. carrier strike group sits in the Arabian Sea with an air wing that could neutralize every coastal launcher on Qeshm Island before breakfast, and 4 Avenger-class minesweepers sit forward deployed in Bahrain built specifically to destroy what Iran just laid, Every day the toll booth operates is another day shipping companies reroute around the Cape of Good Hope, adding 14 days and $1 million per voyage, shrinking Iran's leverage with every ship that finds another way around, until the only question left is who decides when the math finally changes.